Gonna prove I'm the best!
Hello, fellow miners. Welcome to the fourth video in my series on how to be more successful at Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, my favorite roguelite survivor game. This series will cover a number of topics that will help you be more successful in your dives. It is intended for players who range from being relatively new, with little hours played, to more experienced players with lots of hours played. You should at least be familiar with the basic mechanics and gameplay prior to watching this video. For this video, I will be going over taking damage, bug pathing, and bug kiting. The target audience are both new and experienced players. The goal will be to help you make better macro and micro decisions when fighting swarms. I will discuss each topic followed by an example dive where I discuss my decisions. If you want to learn even more, I suggest you join the DRGS Discord and ask questions or drop a sub, as there is more to come in the series.
Blood, sweat, and smarts!
Get ready, they'll be with you shortly.
Did you catch what just happened? Let's rewatch that.
Get ready, they'll be with you shortly.
We had two mini-exploders simultaneously hit our dwarf for a single hit of 24 damage. That may seem wrong, but the outcome is expected. So how does taking damage work? Damage is taken when your dwarf gets hit or makes contact with a bug, projectile, or biome hazard, lava on magma core, or red vines on hollow bow. Your dwarf can only be hit or dodge every 0.25 seconds, as getting hit triggers an invulnerable period for the 0.25 seconds where you cannot take any damage. This is commonly referred to as iframes or invulnerable frames for many video games. Melee damage ticks at 1 second intervals for all bugs. Bugs still hit you during the invulnerable period, where the hit deals no damage, but the hits count against the 1 second melee tick interval for the offending bug. Projectiles do not tick as they cease to exist on hit. There is currently one bug attack that is an outlier, which is the acid spit for the elite shellback, which ticks at 0.3 seconds for as long as the attack is active. Why is this important? Knowing how taking damage works means you can make better macro and micro decisions. Groups of bugs can only do so much damage because of the invulnerable period. This can help you figure out safer pathing where you get hit less. You can even block damage, which is hard to pull off but not impossible. Here is an example of how you can do this with the lava on magma core. In this clip, I park my dwarf on the lava such that the damage ticks of the lava, which are also 1 second, underlap the melee ticks from the dreadnought, where the dread is hitting my dwarf during the invulnerable period from the lava. As you can see, the dread is sitting on my dwarf and dealing no damage. This isn't very practical though, so what are some practical applications? Here are some practical applications that you can use in-game. Bugs clustered together can be safer to run through than a bunch of bugs spread out. This is the concept of safer pathing I mentioned earlier. This is hard to demonstrate with the clip, so let's demonstrate with an illustration. Here we have 2 points, A and B, where the time it takes to move directly between them is 4 seconds. We're going to look at both a cluster of bugs and bugs that are spread out. Let's add a second path, our dwarves and the bugs. As the dwarves move through the bugs to point B, the dwarves will be hit. But how many times? For the cluster of bugs, it will only hit the dwarf 1 to 2 times. For the spread out bugs, it will hit the dwarf 4 times. This is because of the invulnerable period, which is represented by the red on the timeline. When you encounter bugs clustered together, the top illustration, the invulnerable period will block hits from the other bugs during that period, such that in this illustration, you should only ever take a maximum of 2 hits worth of damage. When you encounter bugs that are spread out, the bottom illustration, the invulnerable period falls off before you get hit by the next bug, which is why you take more hits from the spread out bugs. Back to our practical applications, a group of mini-exploders will usually only hit you with 1 mini-exploder worth of damage, assuming they detonated simultaneously or in such a way that the explosions kill the trailing mini-exploders before they get to you. This also somewhat applies for regular exploders too, but they are not moving fast like the mini-exploders. Here's a clip showing this. In this clip, we see a group of 6 mini-exploders heading for my dwarf. I run straight into the mini-exploders, but only take 2 hits. The invulnerable period isn't up long enough to block all the hits, but taking 2 hits versus 6 hits is more survivable. The same idea can be applied to taking projectiles, where getting hit simultaneously will only deal 1 projectile's worth of damage. In this clip, I face tank the projectile bubblegum spit from an elite, where I only take a single hit, and all other projectiles cease to exist. For the elites, their attacks tend to be less dangerous the closer you are. The further away you are, you can actually run through the projectiles, where you'll get hit multiple times as the invulnerable period falls off as you run through them. When confronted by projectiles from multiple sources, the non-elite spitters, the same logic applies, where the more clustered the projectiles are, the less damage you are likely to take.
Hit me with your best shot, Hoxus!
So what is bug pathing? Bug pathing just refers to the movement of bugs in the game. Bugs will move towards you following the shortest unobstructed path. If there is no unobstructed path, the ground bugs hug the closest terrain or mine it like the Praetorians. Bugs always take an unobstructed path even if it's a long way to get to you, and even if they have the ability to mine like the Praetorians. Why is this important? Understanding the bug pathing means you can make better macro and micro decisions. Through your decisions, you can take less damage, and usually it's just by being patient. You can force a swarm to change direction in a favorable way, and you can better assess if there are hidden bugs behind terrain. The isometric view tends to obscure small bugs that are above your dwarf where they effectively hide behind terrain. Let's look at a few examples for each of these. Here we have an instance where a swarm has spawned and I'm cornered up against terrain. On the other side of the terrain, I can see part of the swarm moving its way down to go around the terrain. Here the best option is to wait, somewhat uncomfortably, to allow the swarm to further move down and clear out the side. Once the swarm has mostly passed, I can mine out the side and escape. Here's another example where I do the same thing, but I'm watching the bottom portion of my screen. Eventually, I see the end of the swarm, so I mine out and escape. Here we have an instance where I'm going to force a swarm to change direction. I'm cornered on the side of the map with a chunk of terrain, splitting the swarm. As the swarm starts to go around the terrain, I mine out the middle, opening up the terrain such that half the swarm reverses course. This now better frees up the top and bottom as an escape option. Due to the isometric view, the top side of terrain above your dwarf can obscure small bugs. If you are close to dying or playing the hardcore anomaly dives, these bugs can lead to a surprise death. However, you can better infer if there are bugs on the other side of the terrain or not. The way to do this is to look to see if there are any bugs around which can give you a reference for their movement on the other side. Here we have my dwarf mining up blind. I initially don't know if the other side is safe, but then I notice the bug's movement on the far side. These bugs are moving up away from where I am mining to. They are going the long way around to me. Since these bugs are doing this, there can't be any bugs on the other side because they would also be moving in that direction. Conversely, when the bugs appear to be moving towards the area I am mining to, I assume there can be bugs on the other side of terrain. Here's a screenshot showing a small piece of terrain I am mining through with bugs moving down towards me. You can't see it, but there are bugs behind the terrain. Here's the same spot a few seconds prior. There are two bugs that are about to start hugging the terrain that will disappear from view.
My sacrifice is the company's success!
Kiting bugs is when you move around the map such that the bugs follow you. Kiting bugs is effectively two parts, your active movement decisions and the passive bug pathing response to your movement decisions. When kiting bugs, be mindful of the bug pathing. There will be times when you need to be patient. Use your knowledge of how taking damage works and the bug pathing to set up safer escapes. Move in such a way where you retrace your steps at some point, assuming you need to because your pickup radius isn't crazy high. You don't have to fully retrace your steps. The idea is to pick up the XP from the bugs that died in the area. You might be able to just do a broad sweep past the swarm's perimeter before moving on. If necessary, do drive-by style mining where you mine a little and keep moving to ensure you keep your distance from the bugs. Depending on your build, you may need to stay closer to the swarm to ensure your attacks hit the bugs. The rest of this video will be relatively short gameplay of a dive where I will discuss my decisions in real time, where I use the strategies and concepts previously discussed. I will be playing the GK2 Weapon Mastery with Classic Scout, but before we go... And now a quick word from our sponsor, BetterMind, the #1 therapy and mental health app on Hoxes. Didn't fully mine out the stage? Missed your favorite overclock? Huli got away? Or just feeling down and like you want to abort the mission? Get semi-professional therapy from a licensed mission control tech. BetterMind only hires the best mission control techs, so you know you'll be hearing a sober, reassuring voice. Now accepting all DRG health insurance plans. You want to please management, so sign up for BetterMind today. Thank you, BetterMind. We appreciate your sponsorship. Now on to the gameplay.
Classic Scout, just the way I like it.
One weapon only, just like in the good old days. Let's see if you can keep up.
Okay, so the strategy that we're going to take is complete the secondary, mine all the minerals as fast as we can. We're not going to say ignore the early bugs before the big swarms spawn, but these brown grunts that you see spawning right now just are not going to do any damage. It's not that you shouldn't be concerned about them. You should just like run through all of them all the time. Just go work on the minerals. Go work on the secondary. They'll die as you basically start making your way around the map. And you'll probably take some chip damage. And it's actually okay to take more chip damage in the earlier stages when you're leveling quickly, where you're basically healing as you level. Here we'll take early luck.
This is a rare treat.
But the idea again is that, like, you know, you can drop down quite a bit and it won't really matter.
I'm gonna do something epic with this.
But these slashers, that elite purple one right there, obviously it's going to chase me around quite a bit, make it really annoying to mine everything. So you just do this drive-by style mining where you mine a little bit. We'll come back to it. A lot of loot bugs down there. We're going to grab those and then head straight up.
Fuck down.
Keep going down. Hey, miss. Oop, turn around. We'll poke our head down in the corner. Nothing down there. Keep going. All right, here's the first swarm. We're going to run up and to the left here.
Feel much better now.
Again, we're re-hitting those gold and nitro patches that we didn't fully mine out. And also picking up any XP. There's not that much XP to pick up right now. We'll take a big game hunter here.
I'm clocking it to 11.
And we took a little bit of chip damage there. That's okay. We're still relatively healthy. All right, we still got ways before the elites. You don't have to grab the supply pod here, but there are a lot of little elites there. The slashers and the Macteras. Let's reroll one time here. I don't want this right now. I'm going to reroll one more time again. All right, we'll take the... I like piercing projectiles for the GK2. Its piercing is not that great, but we'll take the piercing here actually. Take the mining speed, take the reload, take the damage, reroll here. We'll take the paint job. Maybe we're gonna turn around and go up actually here. Let that swarm have to go down and around that little outcropping. And we'll come out the top. Some of that XP. Take the fire rate.
I die a little inside every time I have
I don't know if there's one more gold patch or not, but... Alright, take the damage here. Would have liked high caliber bullets, but we can deal with we can make do with this. We'll do a little more oomph here.
my favorite type of clock.
Since we got the piercing projectiles, it makes up for it. There is one more patch over there. The big game hunter is going to do work here. Since it's targeting the elites right now. We're going to go a little bit slower just to make sure that we're not out of range.
Don't die,
You're going to have to go up though here, and we'll let them mine it out for us. We'll come back down right away to pick it up. Nice, a magnet. Okay, we'll take the damage. Okay. Well, that's a convenient spot for the drop pod. We'll take the nitro here. We already spent some nitro. I mean, this is effectively worth this upgrade plus one more. Take the reload. Yeah, I want to reroll here though. Where's the reload at? I'll take the reload here. There's a magnet up here, so we don't really have to worry too much about the XP on the ground right now. But we can pop these exploders real fast and clear out more of this. take fire rate, and then damage and the favorite. Ooh, nice. Okay, fire rate. Piercing. All right, now let's get out of here.
Stage 1 cleared.
Yeah.
Be sure to spend your gold
Yeah.
and nitro before the
Legendary armor, legendary pickup radius. Back to back, nice quality of life upgrades. What's our piercing at? Piercing's at 9. We got to get our damage, basically damage, fire rate, and reload, get them all up. So reload,
This is a rare treat.
fire rate, damage. And then we'll take the piercing.
This is a rare treat.
We don't need the HP necessarily. It's nice, but I want movement speed and mining speed. Let's reroll.
Let me try again.
Okay, we'll actually take the crit chance.
This.
You can't take both of those, so whatever. Take the damage.
Feels rare.
The damage. We'll take the crit damage here. Reroll. Take the reload. Reroll one more time. Actually, you know what? We'll pin this, and we'll just go next stage. So
You know the drill, miner. Fulfill your objectives.
we don't need that.
Let's get out.
We don't need anything else in the shop right now. Okay, same strategy. Go for the gold. Go for the nitra. Go for the secondary. Grab the loot bugs as you can. You have 3, in this case, there are 3 swarm spawns that are coming up. Our GK2 now is going to be doing a lot of work. It's very strong. The piercing is much higher thanks to piercing projectiles. It would have been nice to have high caliber rounds, but we can make do without it. So we're already almost to the first swarm spawn. We're going to grab these loot bugs and actually... We're actually going to wait here for a second, because the swarm is going to come from the top and then from the bottom down here. So we're going to mine out on the right side here in a second.
That's all you got, you slippery shit.
Okay.
Let's show them some pain.
All right. Wow, some more crit chance.
We can't send in supplies until you clear out the landing
Okay.
zone.
We're going to... I was going to say, we're going to pop that exploder right there and help with the mining.
Objective completed.
Okay. We're still a ways away from the second swarm spawn, but it's coming up fast. So we're going to head up to the supply pod right now.
Prepare to fight for your life.
All right, we're going to reload here. There should be coming some from the top up here, which is fine. Because we're already pretty close to it. Shouldn't be that big, but... Take some piercing, why not?
Hello and goodbye.
Take some more reload. What's our fire rate at? Oh yeah, take the fire rate here.
Feels rare. Feels right. Take that.
Big swarm detected. Prepare for impact.
All right, so we're up here in the corner. It's not a great spot. The third swarm is spawning right now. We're gonna grab the supply pod. We have options to go left or options to go down there through that terrain that's below us. If you look down below us, that terrain follows. It hugs the outer map wall, so we can go straight down very likely and start mining through that safely out the bottom, which is probably what we're gonna do. We'll take either damage or fire rate. Take the damage here.
Didn't see that coming, sucker.
And we'll take the nitro powder. Take some more damage. Here. Take the fire rate. Why not? We don't need the luck. All right, so we're going with our strategy. We're gonna go straight down and probably mine out because that swarm's coming up from the left and from the bottom right now. Take the reload. We're gonna mine into there. And there goes the swarm following us, taking the long way down to get to us. And then we exit safely out the bottom. Crit damage, sure. Okay. Okay. I want to get the nitro and the gold that's right there, but I just want to... Alright, this guy's almost dead. Take the reload here, I think, is probably better.
I got it in the mouth.
We'll take damage.
Give it to me.
Pop this. And let's check the crit chance here. Some more crit chance. There we go. Oh, only epic. That's fine. Fire rate. Go take the gold. Does it matter? Shit, the gold.
Became a better
Fire rate. Did we miss any nitro? I don't think so. Let's just poke our head up here. Hope we didn't miss the hoolie too. Okay, nope, I don't think so. Unless it's in that far corner. Alright, we're gonna mine through this.
hell yes.
Alright, let's get out of here. Well, it could have been the bottom left corner too. Ugh, hopefully we didn't miss it. Hate missing the hoolie. Let's grab movement speed. Movement speed, damage, fire rate. Damage. Damage. We probably don't need to reload. Crit chance. Damage. Need the reload really.
Let's try again.
Movement speed, mining speed, fire rate,
Take one of these.
and reroll one.
I want another go.
More mining
I'm a
speed.
better dwarf than yesterday.
Well, that's really helpful. So same strategy. Even though you're on the last stage, work on the minerals, work on, well, there's no secondary, so don't worry about, there's no secondary to worry about, but just, there's the hoolie. You know, go find the hoolie if you haven't seen it yet, assuming it's on the last stage. Ooh, this might be kind of close, but I think probably the diver's manual is the choice here, just for the artifact, just for the multiplicative. Damage and reload plus the crit chance and crit damage is nice.
You don't see these every day.
Nice. Okay. And the grunts aren't going to do too much right now. We're mostly ignoring them. We're just running around them. Anything that gets really close is going to die.
Stronger.
And we're over 100%. Great. Nice.
Open.
It's nice to mine out all the gold in the event you have gold tip bullets. You get gold tip bullets, or you get same thing with pay to win console because you can use that gold for re-rolling. They're pretty fast, so we can just ignore the elites as they're spawning. Let them chase us. Yeah, there we go. But it doesn't matter. Where is there? Take the fire rate here, I guess.
Just the upgrade I was looking for.
That's don't have to worry about the elites at all, really. I'm gonna go down here. I guess we can take some more. Good chance, why not? You can even just re-roll there, it doesn't really matter. Or actually, you know what? You probably should wait on re-rolling until you know if you've got gold tip bullets or not. The supply pod is coming up in a second. Come on, hit it. I was like, not. It's start targeting the egg because it's going for the elite, which is fine. I was just trying to pop them both at the same time.
We can't send in supplies until you clear out the landing zone.
Take the damage.
This one. Boom, baby. Boom, baby.
LZ clear. Supplies inbound.
We could re-roll here, but we have the nitro powder. Let's just take the BLT. It's a great artifact. Okay. Let's zoom back over here, grab some of this XP. Again, just retracing our steps. We could re-roll there, but, I mean, more piercing is fine. Ouch. Okay. All right, and pop. All right, solo dread should be very easy. We're still pretty fast. Okay, we're gonna run straight down, past all the bugs. You could have ran straight through the elites even there. Like then, like look how healthy we are. Okay. Damage doesn't matter. Alright. An extremely fast fight. Okay. That's it.
Impressive work, Miner. The dreadnought never knew what hit it.
That concludes the 4th video in my series on how to be more successful at Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't watched the other parts, you can find links in the description or by browsing my YouTube page. Part 5 should be coming very soon, which will cover strategies for specific biomes, bugs, elites, and bosses. If you have questions or feedback, drop a comment below or feel free to ping me on the DRGS Discord. I'm the Hardcore Nutjob Guy. Thank you. Rockin' Stone.
There's too many bloody buttons in here. Ooh, what's that nice red one for, I wonder?